What's up everybody, Teancum here with Summer Weave Quilt team. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you make this beautiful quilt behind me using Vega strips. Let's get started. Now, some of you out there are wondering, what is a Vega strip? Now, to put it simply, it's a 6.5 inch wide by width of fabric strip, which allows us to get a little extra fabric out of our strips. In addition to that, we've made a ton of different YouTube videos, a ton of different patterns that are all free that use these pre-cuts, and we're going to add this one to that collection. So, very first thing we're going to do is pop this open. I don't need to show the cut down on all of these. I'm going to use a darker green color here to demonstrate what we're doing here today. Now, in reality, with this quilt, there's really two blocks, right? You've got a rail fence and a square. Super simple. And then it's just orientation of that rail fence. Now, to get this rail fence, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these right on top of each other like so, and I'm going to cut 2-inch sections out of this, as many as I can get. So I got my first 2-inch. Essentially, that is your waist off of a strip, almost nothing, which is fantastic. Now, I already went ahead and cut out some additional fabric for us today. It's my background fabric, which these are just 1.5 inch strips. And we're gonna sew these together. Now, as we know, in sewing, we lose about 1/2 inch for our seams if we sew 1/4 inch on both sides, which gives us a very, very narrow piece in here like this, with our larger pieces looking just like that. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to put them right sides together, and we're going to strip piece these together. So we're going to sew down the entire length, which then we're going to be making more blocks by sewing the same amount of seams. Now you're going to want to be very careful because these are thinner strips. You can actually pull these and cause wrinkles in your fabric or puckering. And so just let the machine do its thing. This is what your strip should look like now. And obviously I'm going with a more art gallery vibe with this, with the darker tones. Now we're gonna have to take this to the iron and press this all to the dark side. You want to press after every single strip. That will super help with bowing or bending in your strip set. So let's do that. First strip set, and I'm going to attach the next side. So, adding the next piece. Last and final one here, guys. Ta-da, right? Scientific. Ta-da. Just like that, we've got our first strip set there. Super easy, not too hard. Take your time with strips, guys. People try to rush this process and just like slam it through their machine, and then this whole piece of fabric will be like, wah. Don't do that. Take your time, go slow, let the fabric move underneath the needle. It's the best way to do it. Now, at this point, we are going to chop these things down into squares. Now, I've got to true off my edge here. Now we're going to cut 6.5 inch pieces off of this. Right like this. And you should end up with 6 of these. Like that, we just ended up with 6 of our 6.5 inch blocks. Now, just for reference points here, if you're using a machine like mine that I'm using a scant 1/4 inch, you can end up with a block that's a little bit too wide, okay? You might get 6 and maybe 3/4, maybe a little bit less than that. Super, super easy on this one here. All we're going to do is we're going to just knock off 1/8 of an inch on both sides, and it will not matter, okay? The tiniest amount on both sides, which will be 1/8 of an inch. And now I've got a perfect 6.5 inch square, and that's only if you have a machine that is doing a scant 1/4 inch. So guys, I went ahead and made up some more blocks here so it's easier for you guys on camera to see what we're gonna be doing next. So what I've got is I've already got my blocks kind of made up here. In the pattern, it's gonna show you how to lay this all out, okay? But fundamentally, there's really only 2 blocks in this thing. Although in our pattern, it's gonna show you make 4 that look like this, 4 that look like this, 4 that look like this. The construction of the 4 is exactly the same pretty much. So let me show you what I'm talking about. You have 2 prints here going in one direction, just like so. So this one and this one. And we can sew those 2 together. Then you're going to have some that's just a blank square going the opposite direction. That makes this right here. Now if you need to change the orientation, if you need the white square on the other side, it's a simple switch up. Now with the ones that are running vertically, you can see here we've got some verticals running, and again, to change that, it's a simple directional change here. So it's this block is going to be essentially the two pieces that we're going to be sewing together. And I'm going to sew this one up just to finish this video off. So I'm going to take this one and this one, sew it together. Take this one, sew it together. And guys, just like that, the quilt block is complete. Now, like I've already addressed in this video, all you're gonna do is take this same quilt block and change orientation to produce a wonderful quilt just like this. And guys, if you've liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and don't be afraid to share it with your friends. Additionally, down in the description below, there's a free PDF download of this pattern that you can go ahead and print off and follow the instructions and follow the orientation. That way it makes it a little bit easier for you when you're not watching the video. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching again, and we'll see you on the next one.